Inspiring Entrepreneurs is brought to you by Citi Commercial Bank in conjunction with International Women's Day. You're listening to Money FM 89.3. I'm Rachel Kelly. What does it take to build your dreams? For some, it's career. For some, it's wealth. For others, it's building your dream home. In this special podcast series brought to you by Citi Commercial Bank in celebration of International Women's Day, we speak to inspiring professionals who embody the spirit of entrepreneurship and champion the power of women in the working world, their thoughts, their lessons, what inspires and drives them. In today's episode, we speak with Shyn Yee Ho-Strangas, Managing Director, Data and Software Solutions at PropertyGuru Group, to find out what's in her secret sauce to success and how she raises the roof as a leader in a company that helps over 40 million property seekers to find their dream home every month. Shyn Yee, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. It's my pleasure.
It's great to have you with us. So, Shyn Yee, you started in the travel tech industry and now you're in the prop tech sector, an industry typically seen as being male-dominated. Would you say that that's still the case?
Well, Rachel, travel, real estate, and technology sectors have seen really big improvements in representation over the past decades, but there's definitely still a lot of room for improvement. Well, in fact, that's quite apparent across many industries. I think for real estate, due to the nature of the business, has traditionally attracted more males than females. Likewise in technology, which is a very well-known and discussed fact. I think there's a general perception that it's harder for women to excel in these sectors due to some systemic conditions, and that does make it less welcoming for female talent. That being said, we are seeing ripples of change both locally as well as regionally and internationally. And within Southeast Asia, for instance, there's some very outstanding female role models in real estate and prop tech. So we know that there is a lot of impact that role modeling can do in encouraging more females into the industry and rising up the ranks. So last year, we actually held our first Payoh Women Award at Asia Real Estate Summit to honor female trailblazers in the industry. So the objective really is to recognize and celebrate outstanding female leaders in real estate, highlight how diversity, equity, and inclusion in our sector can be really good for everyone. And these recipients are leaders in their own right across multiple disciplines in real estate, from property development to engineering, from architecture to ESG. So I personally am a very strong believer that diverse teams that embrace inclusive participation really build stronger products that benefit everyone, particularly in the space of real estate and property, empowering communities to live, work, and thrive in tomorrow's cities. We need all hands on deck. So this is something that is, I think, it's still some room for improvement, but we're definitely seeing positive change.
And speaking of getting all hands on deck and shattering those glass ceilings, I've got to ask you about your own personal journey. Did you face any challenges through the course of your career? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Definitely. I think, of course, developing one's career is challenging enough.
Yeah.
And, I wouldn't deny that, specific to women in the working world, the challenging experience I've had in my career, range from having my abilities questioned due to my gender to being openly asked about my family planning activities. Not quite something you want to discuss with colleagues, coworkers, or, business partners. Even you're pumping in the storeroom on a small stool as a new mother, dealing with workplace harassment, from business partners or senior execs. I would say the whole gamut of experiences that you've probably read about or heard about. Unfortunately, I've had some experiences in all of them. So it's always harrowing and tough. But each episode just makes me even more resolved to succeed in my career, to question, encourage, and facilitate open discussions about this very important topic, and to champion for diversity, inclusion, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. Specific to how I've been working on these things, I think self-awareness definitely helps. Okay. I'm also proactively just working on some self-limiting beliefs as well. So very, very commonly, a lot of women also talk about having an imposter syndrome, something that really plagues us. And I've also seen how it's inhibited many female executives from whether it's raising their hands for promotions or high-profile projects. So over time, with a lot of self-work, inner work, as well as with, career coaching, I've learned to better myself, mute the inner critic, particularly at the most critical times. Last but not least, mentorship. Over my career, I have benefited greatly from mentors, allies, and advocates, both male and female, who have invested in my professional development and success and advocated for me. And then to these individuals, I have a lot of gratitude. They went over and beyond for me, which inspires me a lot now to pay it forward as well.
And that said, looking at paying it forward, what more do you think needs to be done to support women in the workplace to prevent some of the incidents that you've mentioned happened to you in the past and that have happened to many other women, especially myself included, to prevent these incidents from happening again?
I think firstly, the need to have very open, honest discussions about this is crucial. It's hard. It's hard to tackle something that people don't see, or hard to tackle something that people are not willing to talk about. So even just raising awareness, confronting things like unconscious biases or certain systemic issues in the workplace or in society is key. So, specific to myself, as a working mother, and research has shown that working moms bear a disproportionate amount of household responsibilities as well. And to make things worse, a study from 2022 says that when moms out-earn their husbands, they actually gain more housework because they buck traditional gender stereotypes, so they end up doing even more housework to compensate for excelling in the workplace. So when we think about the different things that workplaces can do, whether it's to recognize the social pressure and to provide necessary support, anything from whether it's flexible work arrangements to childcare and elderly care, paternity leave, and other proactive initiatives that changes mindsets around, traditional stereotypical gender and parental roles would be really helpful.
We're speaking with Shyn Yee Ho-Strangas, who's the Managing Director for Data and Software Solutions at PropertyGuru Group, in this special podcast series brought to you by Citi Commercial Bank in celebration of International Women's Day. Now, Shyn Yee, I'm curious to find out then about PropertyGuru's diversity. What are some of the programs that PropertyGuru Group has in place to ensure gender diversity and diversity across the board?
Thank you for asking that, Rachel. So at PropertyGuru, we do make a very conscious effort to ensure that we attract and hire a diverse mix of talent who can bring a variety of perspectives and knowledge that I feel, and we all feel is fundamental to us working together as allies and creating Southeast Asia's property trust platform. And as mentioned earlier, I truly believe that diverse teams that can embrace and celebrate, a very inclusive participation just build better products, for everyone. So in Southeast Asia, we have over 1,800 gurus. That's PropertyGuru employees. We call them gurus from over 31 nationalities.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and a very diverse range of work arrangements that will suit their personal needs across all the different corporate functions. And depending on what your personal backgrounds and your personal needs are. So it really creates a culture where everyone can bring their best selves to do their best work, and in return, the best work that they can put forth brings the best products we can to solve the most difficult problems that our customers and our partners have. We're very proud that we're an equal opportunity employer. We're committed to fostering that inclusive, innovative, and learning environment. And we continue to develop internal programs to make sure that employees can access fair opportunities for whether it's professional or personal development within the company, and that together we are stronger collectively.
I just want to go back to the purpose of this series, because the series is called Inspiring Entrepreneurs. And I want to find out from you about the entrepreneurial spirit within PropertyGuru and how that's passed on from the firm's founders. You've spoken about the diversity that you have within the group, but the founders themselves have an interesting entrepreneurial story. How does that trickle through to your gurus?
So PropertyGuru was founded about 15 years ago when the founders, they moved to Singapore and they truly struggled to find a home for themselves. So that really started the company's journey, in developing the leading homes listing marketplace in Singapore and the region. And I think, when you come from a place where you have a problem and you're looking for ways to solve it, you're so keenly attuned and very empathetic to the problems to be solved. And this is something that is still very core to what we do every day. So in technology, we commonly describe this as the jobs to be done. And we have a customer-first philosophy, supporting our customers along their journey of finding, financing, and owning their home through the marketplace, through financing solutions, to home services. And then right now, going through the next phase of the company's growth, we are also very close to the problems that property developers, banks, investment companies, etc., have, and they look for solutions to be able to solve some of their business problems. Now, aside from improving our products and making them better every day, our teams of gurus are always looking at new ways to solve problems, new ways to harness the power of data and technology to develop new solutions. For instance, we hold regular hackathons within the team across the region to unleash creativity under constraints. We, for example, last year, for the first time, we worked with our business partners to develop solutions for real problems that they face. So this entrepreneurship, the spirit of entrepreneurship is really core to our gurus, and it drives us to create what's next and push beyond good every day.
Let's talk about your role as a guru at PropertyGuru as well, Shyn Yee. You hold a regional role. Can you tell us more about your role as Managing Director for Data and Software Solutions? What exactly does that mean?
Sure. So as Managing Director of Data and Software Solutions, I'm currently managing our newest business unit and leading the charge into our company's next phase of growth. So, for the last 15 years, I think everyone's very familiar with, our marketplace where, we've been serving home seekers and sellers across the region for a really long time. And then, over the years, we've invested a lot in our technology and our expertise. And now we find that we have the ability to power more confident decisions, transparency, and efficiency in the real estate industry through data, insights, and intelligence software. So within my team, we have product managers, software engineers, researchers, marketeers, client success managers, and we manage and develop a suite of data and software products and services that support our enterprise customers in their business. It's extremely exciting. This is new to PropertyGuru, and it's a very big value add to our partners. And I'm motivated every day by the sheer opportunity of what we can do for them today and tomorrow.
And that said, PropertyGuru, you're in a number of markets, 5 markets, I believe. Can you share with us the role your banking partner plays when it comes to ensuring smooth operations within the region? How exactly does Citi Commercial Bank support you?
Our relationship with Citi as our banking partner started in 2013 when we first started, work together in Singapore. And then since then, as we grow regionally, Citi has been supporting us across the region. So that includes Malaysia, Indonesia, India, and Thailand. Citibank has great coverage in the region, extremely reliable. We've worked together really well over the last 9 years or so, and we continue to, as we think about how best we can scale the business and serve our customers better, Citi has been a very reliable and trustworthy partner for us.
Okay, and with that, what does the year ahead hold for PropertyGuru?
This is a really, really exciting year, Rachel, and I'm so glad that you asked. There's so much to look forward to. We recently just launched our data and insights market intelligence platform called DataSense across the region, which allows businesses to mine valuable insights through real estate and mobility data. Response from our partners have been really positive, and we're very motivated by that. We also recently launched an intelligence unit to share thought-leading and game-changing research with our partners and customers to support them in better decision-making. Specific to women in the workplace, we are launching several programs in-house to further encourage diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm personally also looking forward to honoring our next esteemed group of power women in real estate at the next Asia Real Estate Summit in December.
Exciting times ahead. Shyn Yee, before you leave us, interested to hear your thoughts on any words of wisdom that you have for women in the working world. Any nuggets of advice?
I would say, really bet on yourself. You have whatever it takes to succeed. Believe in what you bring to the table, and don't shy away from, raising your hand for the next opportunity, whether it's for a great project, for something you really believe in, for a promotion that, you think you don't deserve, but you really can do it. Just put your hand up and believe in yourself.
Words of wisdom there, and what a great note to end off on. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Shyn Yee.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you. We've been speaking with Shyn Yee Ho-Strangas, Managing Director for Data and Software Solutions at PropertyGuru Group. This is part of a special podcast series brought to you by Citi Commercial Bank in celebration of International Women's Day, in which we speak to inspiring professionals who embody the spirit of entrepreneurship and champion the power of women in the working world, their thoughts, their lessons, what inspires and drives them. I'm Rachel Kelly, and you've been listening to Money FM 89.3. The views expressed in this interview are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Citi Commercial Bank. Inspiring Entrepreneurs was brought to you by Citi Commercial Bank in conjunction with International Women's Day.